Alright, guys, what's going on? I am finally back after actually a really long time, and I am sorry about that. But here we go. This is my favorites for the SEC Outlook of 2016. So, this is the East. Number 7, Vanderbilt. So I looked at their schedule. I looked at every team's schedule and then pretty much projected their record, who they should beat, who they shouldn't beat, who they can't beat. Pretty much just went on from there. So they should beat Western Kentucky and Mid-Tennessee State. And you'd have to be bad to lose to those teams in the SEC. However, they can beat Kentucky, Florida, and Tennessee. I could see them beating any one of those teams, and it wouldn't be very much of a shocker. They won't beat Missouri, Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia Tech, Mississippi / Ole Miss. That's the same team, and Auburn. And then they only had 11 games finalized on their schedule. So for those teams, I put to be determined games. And sorry guys, I'm tired. It says 1 and then projected loss. So that means that I add a loss to their column. So 3-9 or 1-7 in the SEC. That's for Vandy. Number 6 is Kentucky. So they should be Southern Mississippi, New Mexico State, and Austin, PA. They can be Vandy, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Louisville, but they won't beat Missouri, Georgia, Mississippi State, and Alabama. So that all adds up to a 5-7, 2-6 SEC record. Yeah, but geez, you look at how tough their schedule is gonna be for them. They get Mississippi State and Alabama for their West teams. It's gonna be tough in 2016. Number 5 is Florida. So they should beat UMass, North Texas, and Vanderbilt. However, they can beat Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, Florida State, and Arkansas. I could see them beating all those teams, or I could see them losing to all those teams. It really just depends on how their team is looking like. However, they won't beat Missouri, Georgia, and LSU. They have one to be determined game, and I will say they will probably win that one, as it's rumored to be a FCS team. That puts them at a projected record of 6-6 or 3-5 in the SEC. Number 4, Tennessee. They should be Appalachian State, Va-Tech, Vandy, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee Tech. They can beat Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and Missouri. They won't beat Bama and A&M. And then a projected record of 6-6 or 4-4 in the SEC. This really tells you something that Bama is right there along with A&M. However, Missouri and Georgia, South Carolina, all right there. So, number 3, South Carolina. They should be Eastern Carolina, UMass, Western Carolina, Vandy, Kentucky, and Florida. I could see them beating Missouri, Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Texas A&M, but they won't beat Clemson. With a projected record of 8-4 and 5-3 in the SEC. This is going to be a pretty good team, but their schedule is going to eat them up alive. On to number 2, Georgia. So they should be North Carolina, Nicholls State, Louisiana, Vandy, Kentucky, Florida, and Tennessee. They can beat Missouri, South Carolina, Auburn, Mississippi / Ole Miss, and Georgia Tech. They won't beat, well, I could see them winning all their games, but their projected record is 10-2 and 6-2 in the SEC. And the tiebreaker is Georgia got beat by Missouri. So number 1 is Missouri in the SEC East. They should beat West Virginia, Eastern Michigan, Delaware State, Mid-Tennessee State, Vandy, Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, and Arkansas. You can beat Georgia, LSU, and South Carolina. I could see them beating everybody on their schedule. The tiebreaker, they beat Georgia. Their projected record 10-2, 6-2 in the SEC. So Missouri 10-2, 6-2 SEC to the SEC championship game. So now the question is, who will face them? We have number 7 Arkansas. They should beat Louisiana Tech, Texas State. They can beat Florida, Ole Miss / Mississippi, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, and LSU. They won't beat Missouri, Bama, TCU, or Auburn. 1 to be determined game. They'll win that with the projected record of 5-7, and that's the worst team in the SEC West. That really tells you a lot about how good Arkansas, or the SEC West is, rather. Number 6, Texas A&M. You should beat Prairie View A&M, New Mexico State, and Texas San Antonio by a pretty big margin. They can beat Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, Auburn, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and UCLA. However, they won't beat Alabama. 1 to be determined game. I'm projecting that for a win, so they go 7-5, 3-5 in the SEC. So, 4-0 in non-conference really shows you that A&M is definitely going for record and not strength of schedule. All right, number 5, Mississippi State. So they should beat South Alabama, UMass, Stanford, and Kentucky. You can beat BYU, Arkansas, Ole Miss, LSU, South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Auburn. And they won't beat Alabama with a projected record of 7-5, 4-4 in the SEC. And they lose to Auburn. So that'll be what puts them in number 5 versus number 4, which is Auburn. They should beat Arkansas State, Louisiana Monroe, Alabama A&M, Arkansas, and Vandy. They can beat LSU, A&M, Mississippi State, and Clemson. They won't win the Iron Bowl. Alabama against Auburn and Georgia. They have 1 to be determined game, and I'm projecting them for a win there. They go 8-4, 4-4 in the SEC, and they beat Mississippi State in their tiebreaker. Number 3, Ole Miss. They should beat Wofford, Memphis, Georgia Southern, Arkansas, Vandy, and Mississippi State. However, they really, I could see them winning against A&M, Auburn, Georgia, Bama. I mean, they did it just yesterday, didn't they? LSU and Florida State. I could see them winning every game on their schedule with the projected record of 9-3, 6-2 in the SEC. Their tiebreaker is they lose to LSU, who is number 2. Should beat Jacksonville State, Southern Alabama, Southern Mississippi, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, Texas A&M. I could see them beating Bama, Missouri, Ole Miss, Auburn, and Wisconsin. I could see them winning every game on their schedule, and with a projected record of 9-3, 6-2 in the SEC, the only thing that separates them from Ole Miss is just that win. So, in part 2 of this series, we will be seeing who will be facing who. Be sure to look out for that, and I will see you guys very soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And we are picking up right where we left off. Number 1, Alabama. They should beat Western Kentucky, Chattanooga, huh? Anyway, Kent State, Auburn, Kentucky, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. They can beat USC, LSU, Ole Miss. I could see them going 12-0. They have a projected record of 10-7-1 in the SEC. So Alabama 10-2, 7-1 SEC to SEC championship game. And this is the SEC championship game, a rematch of Bama and Mizzou. I'm not sure if that'll happen this year, but it might. Like I said, this is 2016. This is not this year. So, Bama, what do they have going for them? They're 10-2, 7-1 in the SEC. They're the SEC West champions. They played a very tough schedule, way tougher than Mizzou. They have a great defense, a great offense. They beat LSU and or Ole Miss. They played USC in their season opener, and they had a better SEC record. Now, Mizzou over here, sitting at 10-2, 6-2 SEC, with SEC East champions on their back. They beat Georgia and or South Carolina. They have an amazing defense and okay offense. So, I could see this game. I could see Missouri winning this, personally, just because I feel like they're making it to the SEC championship game every freaking year, and they're not doing anything. And then Alabama, obviously, would be the favorite to win that game. However, what you have to keep in mind is they'll be cocky, okay? They're always number 1. Just watch out for Missouri in that game. So who do I have winning that game? 3, 2, 1. None other than the Alabama Crimson Tide. 11-2, 8-1 in the SEC, wins the SEC championship over Missouri, goes on to the BCS national championship and probably wins that one too. Now let me explain my pick a little bit for you guys. So I sort of was leaning towards Missouri, and I was like, no way, what am I even doing? I even had LSU over Alabama and that little front part of it, and afterwards I was thinking, no way, what am I even thinking? So that's how that goes. So hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let's try to get 5 to 10 likes on this video, and then the upload schedule will actually be coming soon. So be sure to check for that. I know this was a shorter episode. However, this one and the one before this, part 1 of this, will just be combined parts. So anyway, like I said before, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let's try to get 5 to 10 of those good stuff. Question of the day: who is your favorite college football team? Leave your answer in the description below. And also, I will be leaving a straw poll for actual series and asking me what you guys want to see on that. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to vote so I know what I should be doing so that you guys can have the best possible experience with my channel, because that's what I want this to be about. Me interacting with you and sort of helping you guys see what you want to see. So without further ado, I will see you guys next time. This is the Theory Master, and this was my theory on the 2016 SEC outlook. You guys did enjoy, and bye-bye.